Hello, welcome to Chumming With The Spirits. Tonight we got a pretty cool thing coming up, but first of all, Parachum Productions, I want to introduce Parachum himself, the eye candy of the group, and the guy that makes this happen. We also have JD, the ground man, keeps us grounded and makes
the one
sure
that does all the research.
we stays on top, right? And
social media.
And then you got me, I'm the OG, just the old guy, man. That's all it is.
Man in the middle.
Og the Destroyer.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, why don't you get us kicked off tonight, guys?
Chumming with the spirits, knocking on the unknown. Round the fire, we tell tales of the places we've gone. Raise your glass for the things we can't see. Three fools just drifting in eternity.
So if you haven't yet, please go click like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us further our endeavors with this podcast. And if you haven't yet, go to cwtspodcast.com. It's our newly designed website made by the man, JD, over here, where you can go and learn more about us. Grab some phenomenal gear that he personally makes. American and veteran-made material. We got slate coasters, shot glasses, bottle openers, tumblers, books, T-shirts. I mean, anything you can think of with reason, you can get there. So please go check it out. But we had a pretty special topic tonight that I think OG's a little excited to talk about.
A little excited. I think you've done a lot more research on this than I have.
Well, we tried to film it a couple months ago, but it failed epically because of autofocus.
Well, there's a certain character that caught my attention. But, let's have fun with this tonight. Let's just kick back, enjoy a drink, and
so
let's have
Jeremy needs to scoot a little bit more in. There we go, bud.
I did put deodorant on. It's going to be okay. No, maybe not. Maybe not.
Say, I just pulled a tick off of yourself.
We did.
So
blood sucking.
Speaking of bloodsuckers, we're going to be talking about real life vampires of New Orleans tonight.
Tales of
real life vampires from New Orleans.
Oh, I thought we were talking about exes.
Oh. That's like an OG comment. I'm so proud of you. I'm rubbing off on it.
I don't have any meatloaf stories. Sorry.
I would do anything for love.
I won't do that.
So, if you haven't been to New Orleans, first of all, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful city. It can be a little harsh if you're visiting by yourself, so I recommend visiting it with someone.
Safety in numbers.
Safety in numbers.
Yeah, or in a dark alley being
the body system. Bring a body.
Big
but
buddy.
It is one of the most beautiful places I've ever visited, just from an architectural and historical standpoint. I know you
get you out more often.
Yeah, I completely disagree with that statement.
I'm not saying it's not that the French Quarters is really
pretty cool.
It's a pretty cool area, but yeah,
the above ground cemetery.
There's something about the above ground cemeteries just draws me in. It's mesmerizing
because it's
creepy.
Yeah, but. Yeah, if you haven't been there,
or is it all the legends and lores of the living vampires that have plagued New Orleans,
voodoo priests,
or the voodoo, Marie Laveau, which I think would be a phenomenal episode in itself.
If we're going to do that one, we should just go down there and do that.
Or Baron Samedi, the voodoo king, I think is what his nickname was. All kinds of lore and stuff down there. But we wanted to talk about...
It'd be a shame if we were on Bourbon Street doing a podcast.
God, it'd be horrible.
We got to drink bourbon while we're there, right? On Bourbon Street?
Well, hurricanes are pretty good, too.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the hurricane.
You
would like it because it's really close to candy tasting.
Can't taste all the 15 flavors of alcohol.
But by the time you're done, you're like... Oh, wow. That was stronger than I thought it was. Yeah.
So that's why we need you to like and subscribe. And
we can afford to go
so we can go drinking.
Drinking on Bourbon Street and talk about voodoo hoodoos and all the vampires. We also have Patreon if you'd like to look at us there.
I don't think anybody likes to look at us.
That might explain some of those numbers on the video.
Thank you, Spotify.
Yeah, thank you, Spotify, and all the downloads.
So, what have you learned researching real life vampire
Well,
tales?
you know more about them than I do, but I tell you the
Because we're
one-
also going to include in the immortals, right? Like,
yes.
there's some people.
Yes, and that's a cross with Saint Germain. He was talked as an immortal, and there's a theory of him being a vampire. So he caught my attention with all the historical sightings and interactions with the guy, and there are tons of them.
Yeah, I mean, it spans well over 100-year cycle of people spotting and
I think the first account of him was like 1745.
yeah, and the latest was like 1900 something.
Yeah, it was
if I'm not mistaken.
1982, I believe.
Yeah,
So I was really enthralled with this guy, and I'm still on the fence. Was he just like the best con man ever, or did he
Wouldn't that
just
have to be best father, son, and grandfather con man? I mean,
Could be.
I mean, because there is
a generational curse of
no
self indulgence.
there, generally you can look like I am a spitting image of my dad, other than I'm taller than what he is. But like,
did you
facial-
consider that a curse?
No. Well, when I was younger, I did because I didn't think I looked that good, and not now I've grown into it. But
Now I know I look good.
yeah, now I know I look good. But I when my grandmother passed away, I was at the funeral. I showed up late, and I had a guy kept looking at me during the ceremony. And after the ceremony was over, I was talking to some of the relatives, and he's like, "Jerry, is that you?"
You should have been.
I was like, "Yeah, I found the fountain." And I'm like, "Close. I'm his son." He's like, "Oh God!" I was like, "He's like,
That's
you,
funny.
You really look like him." I'm like, "Yeah, I look very much like him." I mean, I can take pictures of like our high school pictures are very similar, and then. But he was like, I was wondering what, whatever you're taking, I need to know because you look really good. I was like,
That's great. I look nothing like my parents.
So I did one of those.
but there are certain people,
The face aging app. I did that to me and aged myself like 30, 40 years, and I was like, it was a spitting image of my dad.
Really?
And I was like, that's really creepy.
Well, that's kind of cool because your dad's not a bad looking guy.
No, he's not. But we both have the same three. What are these called? Moles on the exact same spot.
I mean markings from aliens, yeah.
It is a triangle. I never thought about that. I was born with it. So am I an
pretty
alien?
Maybe a hybrid.
Maybe a hybrid.
You are 6'5". You're a cryptid of some point.
What cryptid we don't know
Now
yet,
that-
right?
We're
So-
trying to figure that one out.
So
Back to
let's
the story.
Yeah, let's. Meanwhile, back on the farm,
Out of left field is Parachum coming in.
what's the lure or attraction to vampire lore?
Immortality.
I think there might there's got to be more than that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's
Charisma,
absolutely
sex.
darkness. Oh, the whole vampire bite is all
Sexual
depicted
nature.
on sex. No, the
What
allure
books
of
are you guys reading?
Oh,
The ones with Fabio on the cover.
yeah.
Okay.
I can show you my comic books later.
Yeah,
if
that's
you
true.
want.
That's true. Well,
Those are.
vampire.
I think those are called manga.
Oh,
No, he's older than that's.
yeah.
But there, I think the first part's the immortality. The second part is the immorality. I mean, because once, if you truly live forever, and you have to drink blood to stay alive, there's that becomes, are you bound by normal morality anymore?
No.
And some people, I think, is just the fantasy of being able to do whatever you want.
I think you just become a deviant at that point. Like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't necessarily
It'd be easier to be a vampire now. There's
blood banks and
blood banks. There's artificial
Synthetic
blood.
blood,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's so much that you don't UV UV 1000 blocker or
that's a good
I
point.
mean the technologies, the suit, the clothing. Like
Oh, you could pay for your own blood, man.
So if
you can pay people to come to you where you could feast upon them.
Yeah. And people be getting off on
Oh, they would love that. Absolutely.
So theoretically, a vampire could sustain itself on synthetic blood. Does that mean a GMO garlic clove would affect it still?
Don't know. Depends on. I think so.
GMO means genetically modified organism. So, man, that was a dick move. I'm sorry. Thinking that you didn't know that. Sorry.
You are the dick of the,
I am.
show.
Oh, don't take a drink.
I'll take a drink. That's me.
Don't have it come out your nose.
So you're getting that on now.
No, you got it.
So I would associate, because at some point immortality can be kind of a
curse
in a sense. You've lived long enough to see everything. Everyone around you is constantly dying. The people that you love, you can never maintain a relationship with them.
Well, and that's the other tragic.
It's got to
part.
be sad.
Well, and it's the more modern vampires kind of delve into the curse of immortality, and then also the curse of, say, you turn somebody that you love, so you can be together forever.
But then they resent you for it.
Well, yeah, or after 1,000 years, you become different people.
Yeah, I don't want this anymore. This is not the direction I want to go. Most marriages can't last 25 years, more or less eternity.
Some of them can't last 6 months.
Well, there you go. No, that's really interesting. I think it depends on the person when you're doing that. Surely you're going to change. You're going to change with the times on how your thinking is.
Oh, well, that's a good point. One of the problems that we have in modern day is holding people to morality codes of modern day versus past. So, like, we're like, oh, the founding fathers owned slaves, so it's horrible. It's bad enough for our grandparents that are 80 and 90 trying to learn new phrases, and you can't call people certain things, or you can't have certain thought process. Imagine 1,000 years old trying to adapt. So there was a TikTok guy. I'll have to find him again, but he was talking about how horrible it would be to be thousands of years old and you get a song stuck in your head, but you can't get it out because the people that used to play that music aren't around anymore and it's been lost. Or seeing like one of your favorite things in a museum because you lost it and now you can't get it back because you can't explain
that it belongs to you.
It belongs to you. Or seeing something and realizing that they got the history all wrong, but you can't really explain anything. Well, you never go back home because everything's changed. When you go back, it's totally different. Because
you got to keep moving or else you're going to get suspicious company and.
You're constantly changing. You have to be, right?
You would have to constantly change because
unless your name is Saint Germain. Well, he never went away from that identity.
But that begs the question.
It also comes with money.
It does.
Well, and influence.
Hopefully even me, after 1,000 years, I'd be able to sustain and keep my wealth instead of keep blowing it like some people did and never had money before, and all of a sudden they have money and they just expend it, right?
But
hopefully you get smart enough to
I think. How pathetic would that be 10,000 years?
Yeah, and you're still broke.
Yeah, you're 5,000 years old and you're working at Waffle House at night.
But who's to say? Who's to say that doesn't
happen
or make them fulfilled? Like for some people, money isn't everything. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get that, but I mean the odds. Like if you were to buy a stock in Apple. Or, all that stuff, other than trying to figure out how do you transfer it to somebody else. The odds, if you're living that long, your favorite toy or your favorite watch in 500 years is now worth so much.
Yeah.
I mean, just your regular jewelry that you would normally wear from 1,000 years ago is major artifacts that museums are going to pay. I knew Rembrandt.
Yeah.
He's pretty cool.
Yeah, and Saint Germain had all started to drink and catch up with me. Saint Germain, his stories were amazing. He would tell historical stuff like he had been there, and he captured people's imagination. He would tell the story like, "Oh yeah, I knew Jesus," and he talked about that. So So I
Red
wanna,
flag.
So I want to talk about that real quick because one of the stories is that they're putting Saint Germain, vampire / immortal, as the lost wandering Jew. What's your opinion?
I don't know that story. You have to.
Okay, so Jesus was on his way to his crucifixion. He's carrying his cross, carrying it down, and
Because wasn't Jesus a Jew?
sure,
So wouldn't he be the last wandering Jew?
No,
so
he's not wandering.
he falls down as he's carrying this cross through the crowd on the street, and there's people on both sides, and he falls. And this guy, and I had his name written in my book, and I don't have my book with me; it's in my car.
It's the last wandering Jew.
So, so far away.
But his name was something else. And
LWJ.
he runs out there when Jesus drops the cross and says, "Hey, quit resting and get going." And Jesus turned around and goes, "I will rest and go as I fit." And
Basically,
and
a big FU.
Yeah. And he goes,
Mind your business.
"But you will never rest until I come back again, my second coming." So they think that was a curse
But couldn't. So. Oh.
to the lost wandering Jew, who was Saint Germain.
But you could also take that into context that means his soul will never rest. His physical form may die, but his soul may never rest.
Well, the reason they bring that up because this guy was seen in 1265 in Europe, in Paris.
But he's not the only one. The other is the
Well, hey, bring that up. But he's not known as a vampire, but as
So,
an immortal.
As an immortal, yeah. The Roman legion soldier that pierced the side of Christ,
Longinus.
Longinus.
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Spirit Longinus.
He supposedly is doomed to never rest, and still supposedly walks the world today. Which he lost the spear, which caused a whole bunch of issues in World War II. But
But he was healed. His cataracts were healed.
And that was part of his curse, is that he would be automatically healed, right?
But yes, but there's also. I mean, he's also the part. It's not necessarily part of the curse, but he's also spreading the gospel,
the word of God,
the word of God, because he's proof of it.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's the living embodiment of a miracle, but it's also his punishment for what happened.
So couldn't that be? No, I'm not going to go down that road. Never mind.
Well, we don't know what happened.
Couldn't that?
If he existed, we don't know what happened to him. But I think we talked on a different episode that Enoch was. He ascended with God. God came. Enoch never died. God came and got him because he was a man without sin. And
Moses was also ascended.
So I could go down the road that if he was cursed for that, right?
Moses did die, but his body was fought for after Saint Michael came and fought Lucifer for the body of Moses. So
Where'd the body go?
Saint Michael got it. Yeah, but he did die. I'm just saying he did die, but Satan came to get the body, and Saint Michael battled him for it and defeated Lucifer and took the body to heaven. He did not want. So we're getting off track. I'm sorry. I was not trying to correct you. I'm just talking.
So I was going to go down the path that being immortal, living for so long, you lose sight of humanity, your own soul.
No,
right?
that's real. Yeah.
So does that make you non-human now?
Well, I think you're non-human as soon as if you become a vampire, you are not.
Yeah, I mean,
I still think you're human.
Subspecies,
Okay.
or
you're
you're a variant. I mean, because if it's a DNA mutation,
You're different.
that's
You're a
good.
different comic book cover.
yeah,
you're a crow. You're the crow.
Yeah, you become a revenant.
Yeah, you're basically They're I mean, technically, like the old books is like they literally die and come back as a vampire.
What I do like about your Saint Germain,
Not my Saint Germain.
well, you're talking Northern vampires, is they said he played a violin so beautifully that this is in the 1700s that people would drop and start crying, which reminded me of a certain book series Anne Rice wrote. The Lestat became so, and I wonder if she pulled that from that because
I
he
didn't
was
think
such
about it,
an amazing violinist.
yeah.
So that's what I got from it. I don't know what you guys just thought.
Do you want to read a crazy violin story? Have you ever heard of the red violin?
No,
So-
but I've heard of the Charles Daniel Band that went down Georgia.
No, there's
The
a
fiddle.
supposed Stradivarius. I think it's Stradivarius violin. That's the most sought after violin. It's called the red violin, and it was stained with blood from the users
From all the work.
from all the work.
Wow.
They made a good movie about it with Samuel L. Jackson. Movie reference. Parachum doesn't ever do that.
Right, Liz?
But yeah, no, that's a interesting correlation that.
I think that maybe that's possibly where it came from. And you read the Anne Rice book.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
no,
sure you
that-
did as well. Oh, you did not? I thought you did.
It's
seen the movies,
amazing. Oh no, the books are way better than the movies. It was one. That was
I think
the
that's
first
the case
time-
for like 90% of.
Yeah, that was one of the first times that I really went, oh yeah, you really should see the movies then read the books, because I had read most of the books when that came out.
Well,
Man.
not only this certain Saint Germain guy when they talked about it, but he also could play piano. He could compose music. He knew all the European languages.
Yeah, he was
could
a Renaissance man.
He could speak Russian fluently, Portuguese, Spain proficiently.
So
Not Spanish. Yeah.
who's to say that he wasn't an autistic savant?
Well, the rumor is, I mean,
Or just savant.
when you get to who they really think he was the son of a queen in Spain, and the town and her name that in English means Saint Germain. The town's named Saint Germain, and he was like, I'm,
From Saint Germain.
I'm Saint Germain. So that was his name. But this is the stories. I'm like he told.
But that doesn't really cover the years that he'd been seen.
Yeah.
So many times. I mean, guys. So we're talking if he was the lost Jew. To 1265, his first appearance in Paris, when he's wearing black elegant clothing from head to toe with diamonds on every finger, even on his boots. Oh, go ahead, you got something to say? I see it.
Yeah, no, I just high possibility. Let me know if it's out of the realm of possibility. You guys have seen the movie Prestige, right? Mm-hmm. So Christian Bale's character, Hugh Jackman can't figure out how he pulls the trick off.
Yeah.
But you figure out how.
This as Hugh Jackman as a
Is it possible
Christian Bale has
that
fun-
Saint Germain
magicians, right?
was so wealthy, so influential, and so well off that once he got to a certain age, he recruited a younger gentleman that looked identical to him and told him, when I pass on, you continue my legacy. You continue as me.
No, that is
you can
possible.
inherit my wealth, but you have to play the character, live the life, and then when it gets to your time, pass it on.
Like the Dread Pirate.
Because he
Well,
didn't.
that's what I was getting at. Princess's Bride.
Well, because he didn't want his wealth to disperse.
Or to be taken, yeah.
Or his-
and if he doesn't have any children or anything like that.
Because I knew that happened quite a bit back in the day. That,
Oh, the church would take over stuff. If you didn't have heirs, the church would take it.
but people would find replacements for themselves,
Well, so
not as replacements, but, as like
some of that was
turn-ins.
Well, like especially during wartime, and that people would come back and say there's somebody else. Also, if the lord of the land died, women didn't have certain rights. So why wouldn't you want to try to find a guy that looked similar to take over that role so you don't lose it? But I mean, the problem with Saint Germain is he shows up all over Europe and then ends up in New Orleans,
and
he's
still has all of his
wealthy.
abilities.
Yes, I mean, and looks enough like it, for many.
Like he's 45 years old.
And it would be hard to teach someone to be proficient in violin, musical composing, history,
So
And fluent in all those
and
languages.
fluent in all the languages. That's fair.
where does it tie back into him being a vampire?
Some of the accounts that I've read of him luring women.
Well, there are some New Orleans stories,
Yeah.
right, of women off the balcony and something. Why don't you talk to us about that?
I don't know any of those. That's why I was nodding my head. Like, tell me those.
Oh,
You don't know about
yes.
the one about getting jumping off the
balcony?
balcony, which wasn't the third floor; it was the second.
Oh, that was he
That's his
owned the
building.
Laurie Mansion.
Yeah.
Okay, so rumor has it that Madame LaLaurie, that's who I thought owned the building during the time of that incident. she was known to do experiments on slaves, like horrible experiments on slaves, and
She's the one that had the plantation and stuff like that.
and
right?
it wasn't a plantation; it was a house in the French Quarter.
Okay.
And supposedly one of the females either got pregnant or something, and she found out about it, and she jumped off the second the roof.
Okay,
the second,
this is a different story.
Second floor balcony. That's the one I know of.
Okay, now this is a different story where
Okay.
a lady was screaming and jumped off the balcony. The police came to St. Germain's place, which, by the way, he's at every freaking party, every king, every aristocrat. They always
He knew-
had him there.
he was known.
He was socially like the guy, right? So they come knocking on the door. They found this girl, and she said he was trying to drink my blood or something to that effect.
Oh.
And he talked to the police. They go, we probably need you to do a report. And he goes, you know what? I'll come down and do a report tomorrow.
Disappeared.
Slid him some money.
Oh,
Next day, never seen him again at that time.
bribed the police.
Well, he was well connected, and
Felony, dude.
everybody knew who he was. And
But as well connected as he was, why wouldn't you just make somebody disappear?
Yeah.
That's especially back then. I mean, if he
it
was
wasn't
a,
easy to do. Is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
oh yeah,
But
there's
the lady
alligators.
was already in custody, though. So how do you do that?
Pay them more.
Oh, okay. Stupid question.
Yeah.
Stupid question.
take the 5 diamonds on your left hand.
Right. One of those things was, I think it was King Philip heard stories about him. And then when he started saying that he could take a diamond and make it perfect, take the flaws out of diamond, and he goes, bring me this guy. Bring me this Germain.
Well,
He shows, go ahead.
that lends into the supernatural strength of vampires.
Well, so he shows up, and he showed him this diamond. It's worth like 4,000. Let's just say 4,000 is a number.
Which means like 4 million now.
And he goes, be worth 10,000 if it didn't have the flaw. He goes, give it to me. I'll make it flawless. He took it back, brought it back. It was flawless. They rated it at a 9.6 thousand at that time. The king was so overwhelmed by him, he gave him his place to stay. And he stayed there for 5 years, performing his experiments, entertaining the king's guests.
Who's to say he couldn't just switch the diamond out?
Aha.
But you still need to have the money to get the other diamond to swap it.
Yeah. I get that.
So there lies what happened. Because when he did bring it, some lady that was in the king's court was very well into diamonds. She goes, this is not the same diamond. This diamond's even bigger. He says, oh, that's part of it. Not only
Can't
that,
make something out of nothing.
and well, he told the king, he goes, well, I knew Jesus. He turned water into wine, not wine into water. He goes,
Well, if you're thirsty.
Well, if you can do one, you can do the other.
taking a flaw out of
I'm just saying.
that's right. Taking a flaw out of the diamond is nothing compared to what Jesus did. So
think
there's just so many wonderful stories about this Saint Germain. I personally think he's probably the best con man ever. That he got to stay for free.
I don't
He
know.
got his food. He's got his foods
And,
paid
like,
for all the time.
I would think that until you start looking at how long.
You're right.
And
He
that's
traveled
just-
west, right?
Yeah, but-
He went all the way to Egypt,
Yeah.
to England. I mean,
Yeah, but the span
Yeah, the
of
span
his
of
of his
time
appearances with no aging whatsoever just
And,
doesn't
you
make
know,
sense
I
to me.
get that if it had been like 60 years, hair dye or whatever, hundreds
Hundreds,
of years.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was showing up and looked the same and
Well, like the last sighting they say was who claimed to be him was like in 1982.
82. Maybe got
Where was that at?
Probably New Orleans.
I don't know. Everything's in New Orleans. I want to say California for some reason, but that guy ended up, I believe, committing suicide with some woman. They both, I think they put a bullet in her head or something like that.
Which makes it interesting, then that means that he wouldn't have been a vampire if he can die that way.
Or he
Well,
found someone that looked like him
The first time
and killed them.
The first time they reported that
I was
he, died,
saying.
he died from pneumonia, right? He died from pneumonia. This is 18 something. So he died from pneumonia, and then the next year they find him in a different country.
Was Rasputin a vampire?
He was very hard to kill.
Dude,
They're
they stabbed him, they shot him, and they drowned him. And
But what ended up-
finally he died.
But what ended up really finally killing him?
he ended up drowning.
I think he was drowning, was it not?
Yeah, he'd been
Vampires and water don't mix.
Yeah, no, he was shot, stabbed, hung, and
Castrated.
castrated him, and then him falling in the ice trying to get away is what actually killed him. Was
That's
Yeah,
a
no,
rabbit
he's-
hole I don't want to go down.
Yeah, that's
That's a
another-
great podcast. This would be a great episode.
Rasputin's pretty interesting because he actually, him and Houdini actually met. But
Yeah,
anyways,
you blew me away when you told me that. I'm like, oh my gosh, how cool is
yeah.
that? Yeah.
But going back to Saint Germain and
Yes.
vampires in
Yeah.
general, to me, like for vampires, the lore of it is like the immortality, but there's a ton of powers if you believe in some of the stuff, the super strength, the
The
possibility of being able to fly.
the natural charisma.
Well, he knew alchemy. He just all these talents and skills this man had.
Yeah, and it's the charisma and the knowledge that you would gain. I mean,
They said he's an amazing historian.
yeah. Well, I mean, if you lived it, it's pretty easy.
That's the reports they're saying. He would tell stories. This is how he entertained these guests of the king, like eyewitness accounts.
So that's the
But would you want that if you still had to live off somebody's blood?
so that's the one.
Yes, because there's people that will pay you. You can pay to drink their blood all day long. You don't have to smoke them.
That's the one thing about the whole story that I just don't comprehend is that if he was a vampire and immortal, you don't want that public. So why would you do all these things that would hint
At him being an immortal?
at you possibly being an immortal? Because that just draws attention to you. I don't understand that.
He had some.
So please enlighten me.
He had some countess that was much older, and he went. They were at a party, and she talked to him, and they introduced him. She is, I remember you, and you actually look younger than you did 50 years ago. This cannot be you. And he said, "Madam, it is me." And he told her the conversation they had 50 years ago.
So that just means he's extremely narcissistic.
And she goes, "That means you're over 100 years old." He goes, "I'm much older than that."
Or so the only other thing I can think of is that he had been alive so long and seen so much that he just didn't care anymore whether or not he was found out or died.
So there are
So many political ties.
Yeah,
Right.
with this
So
amount
much
of power. You can Google it or YouTube it. There are some people talking about that we're capable with the right nutrition and other things to be hundreds, if not thousands of years old, depending on what ancient history, and that there are like some people believe that aliens came down and messed with our DNA to make us smarter from a
Had sex with
monkey.
Bigfoot and made us.
Yeah.
Yeah, oops.
There are others that say it's the opposite, that the gods came down, saw us, and we had immortality,
And they clipped
changed it so we wouldn't live as long, so we wouldn't rival them with the knowledge.
Yeah.
And when you get into biblical terms, like when you start looking, like Moses was 200 or 300 years
Oh, I
old.
think he's older than that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a
He was
bunch
quite
of,
old. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but there's not just him. There's a lot of them that when you looked at, trying to look at the chronological, how long they lived, it's really long. And there's and even scientists now, they've stated that they believe if you're 50 or younger, there's a chance that they may have it figured out within the lifetime that they can lock in aging. Because like there's no real reason for us to age. Like that, I mean, we replace our cells with every cell gets changed out within so many years, but we age, and there's certain reasons why species age, because of population and all that, but we're kind of unique in the way we do things. They think they may be able to fix that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's scary, right?
yeah, it is. So let's
This world's
take
not big enough for ourselves to keep living.
a quick break real quick.
Like you'll be on
And check this commercial break out, or just watch the screen. I don't care. When we get back, we're going to delve into a little bit more about Saint Germain and some other well-known New Orleans vampire tales. So we'll be right back.
Chumming with the spirits, knocking on the unknown. Round the fire we tell tales of the places we've gone. Raise your glass for the things we can't see. Three fools just drifting in eternity.
Welcome back to Chumming with the Spirits. Had a commercial break.
Grabbed a awesome pecan nut log.
Needed some energy.
It's been called worse.
Salty nuts.
I'll take the word log at any time. But before we went to break, we were talking about Saint Germain, and you actually vampires. But you found some pretty interesting tidbits of knowledge.
Yeah, stuff I forgot to talk about, and I think you know about them. He was also told people that he was one of the Watchers.
Yeah, and for people that don't know what the Watchers are, if you've ever seen the movie Noah with Russell Crowe, the creatures that were like made out of stone, they were fallen angels. I believe they were fallen angels that were crash landed to Earth, that were Watchers of the. Excuse me, nuts in my mouth.
That's the first time you said that?
Yeah.
That were Watchers of humankind.
They are also the fathers of the Nephilim.
Yep.
That's what we get.
Yep.
They were like a superior.
They were angels. So the Watchers were actually fallen. They weren't technically fallen angels. They were angels sent down to watch over mankind and.
So they didn't fall from grace.
They didn't fall for grace, but they came down. But the problem is that they decided to lay with the
women,
the women of man,
human women. Yeah,
can't blame them.
And because of those choices and that, they were able to procreate and had an offspring called Nephilims, which were giant, very powerful humanoid creatures, double-row teeth, which will be an episode we're hoping to get John Fight from Myth Monsters and Mullets on.
But you also
eagerly waiting for that, because that's like 9 months of waiting to make that happen.
Ohio Bigfoot Jamboree 2. We're gonna lock him into a room and make him talk about it.
Let's do that.
We're gonna tie him down and force him.
He'll probably won't talk
consensually.
Consensually. Not really, John.
No. He's waiting on it. He knows that's a topic for us.
Okay, good.
But you also mentioned that he had written like 27 novels or 29 novels.
No, he's in 27 novels.
He's in 27.
Oh, in 27 novels. That's a big difference.
How he haunted the streets of New Orleans and Paris and France as a vampire.
So
getting beautiful lovers and,
So it brings me...
Which is probably... So when you look at that story, how it mirrors Lestat makes you wonder if that she didn't grab some of that information. And
I truly believe that, just by the visualization of him, his ability to talk, to be romantic, to be educated,
knew all the doubles,
to be elite, part of the elite social status.
But it wouldn't be Lestat. It would be the character Tom Cruise played,
which is Lestat.
Which is Lestat.
Oh, that is who did Brad Pitt play? I thought that was Lestat.
No, that was
Louis.
My bad.
Louis the Brute.
The remake that they just came out with,
not bad.
I thought they portrayed Louis way better. Brad Pitt came off really bland as Louis to me.
Mm-hmm. I liked Queen of the Damned. Oh, that was done good.
Unfortunately, she passed away in an airplane wreck crash. Well, I thought she portrayed that really well.
She killed it. I mean, she was like a singer, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Aaliyah? Oh, yeah. So, some of the other well-known vampires, supposedly,
from New Orleans. Okay.
The Carter brothers. Why don't you tell us a little bit about them? Choking on the nuts again.
I didn't say this time.
I'm gonna lose it. Lord have mercy.
Man, you gotta loosen that throat up more.
Oh,
It's your iPad. I don't care if you spit on it. Oh. Just buy it dinner first.
that was a good one. I'll give you that. That was a good one. Cock two of that thing.
If I punch you in a short, is that considered assault?
No.
Oh, fantastic.
Good. Give me one.
I couldn't hurt that big. Look how big those arms are. How do you hurt something that big?
Because it's all fat.
Whatever. You know more about Carter Brothers than I do.
Yeah, and we're not talking about the pop stars.
Not Jimmy and Billy.
No. So they were a well-known. Did you just throw that in my laundry basket?
No, it didn't make it
That's
anywhere.
fantastic.
They were they aristocratic by nature, or they just
technically back in that day and age,
anything that wasn't poor was rich,
yeah. I mean, they were well-to-do.
but not super.
Yeah, the fact that they owned property in the French Quarter puts you in a certain class that we don't really live in.
But I mean,
We're just throwing that out there.
I think that's real.
I just have to wonder, based reading the stories about them, if they weren't vampires, but just like sadistic sadomasochists that got their kicks off torturing women. And
Is there a difference
between that and a vampire,
because I mean,
they're not doing it to sustain and live.
what if that gives them joy? What type of life without joy?
But it doesn't fulfill them nutrient wise.
How do you know? If they don't do it and they feel like they need to kill themselves because they're not getting what they need. Because I bring it up because when we're talking about vampires and everybody assumes it's the blood sucking type, there's multiple types of different vampires.
Energy
Psychic,
vampires?
Energy.
Yeah, that's real, right?
Yeah. Well,
That's
and
real.
they talk about where the meth of the blood comes from is, vampires originally drained your life essence, so they assumed they meant blood. But that may not be the case. That may be
I know you're going.
I'm just saying that emotionally and physically your psychic energy, I just think there might have been some things twisted, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, blood."
Yeah, no, that's
blood
a
is
good point.
Well, the Carter Brothers, I think from the 1930s in New Orleans, they were known as serial killers, right?
Yeah.
But they never got.
They never got caught. Well, they one of the myths is that they did get caught by a police officer, but that's never been documented in any police reports, newspaper articles, and that they were hung.
Which, to be honest, may have happened. A lot of the vigilante justice that happened back in the day didn't get recorded.
Yeah, he's like, hey, let's just do this, and I walk away.
And I hate to
Like the bloody
say it.
benders.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say it, but they were ethnic, so it more than likely wasn't recorded, right?
Were they French Creole?
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, well, there's a lot of that just didn't get recorded.
But they're pretty fictional characters, right? I mean, there's no proof
Larger than life.
Yeah, there's no proof that they actually exist.
keep in mind, you
that's
could be
fair.
hung for stealing a cow or a horse.
You're getting-
Or for whistling at the wrong woman.
Actually,
that's real.
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie.
The Mickey Mouse one.
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse. No, it was Steamboat Jimmy in San Diego. He's buried at the Whaley House. He was hung for stealing a steamboat. Took a steamboat out and then brought it back, and they hung him up for it.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's like, well, you got to be kidding me. You guys are, and they
I brought it back.
yeah, brought it back. Yeah, they hung him for it. I mean,
I didn't know
That's
that.
barbaric,
Yeah.
man. I mean, that's almost.
capital punishment was way more often than people realize. And then
No trial, nothing.
oh no, they tried him and found him guilty. And
Okay,
Then hung him.
at least they gave him a fair chance.
yeah. I mean,
Really fair.
But, and there's the other towns of.
Yeah, some downtowns.
Yeah. Well, there's just like if you're in the wrong time, wrong place. I mean,
Yeah, that's legit.
I mean, it's, so I mean, back then I could see where if somebody was a vampire or serial killer, however you want to call it, it was probably easier to get away with stuff because people went missing. I mean, like we covered the Bloody Benders. I mean, they don't even know how many people, and they're trying to figure that out now, and they never got caught. And I said supposedly,
but then there's stories that they were caught.
There's
and
the
mobbed.
odds
Supposedly, not Ibley.
The odds,
I get made fun of all the
odds
time for
are they if they didn't stop their ways, they got caught. They just got caught on a different name, and they don't have DNA back in the day. Today, we'd know. Well, I mean, we're starting to find out. But like they found the Zodiac killer through DNA. They believe he's passed away, but they believe they know who that was. And then,
What a shame, because that would have been a great episode to do if they would have figured it out.
If we had figured it out?
No, we could have done our own research and come up with our own theories. How fun would that have been? Not fun that this idiot,
did all that stuff. Yeah.
Let's just cut that out. Never mind.
You're good. But yeah, I just keep coming back to the stigma of. It almost seems like these people want to get caught from the actions that they take.
Talking about serial killers or vampires?
Both.
I mean, I think from if you're to talk about a vampire standpoint, at some point in time, you get bored.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
So it's like a cat and mouse game. Like they get off on the hunt.
Sure.
Yeah.
The thrill of getting caught.
How smart would you be to be around for 1,800 years?
Yeah.
How smart of a guy are you?
You say that, but if there are such things as immortals, I bet there's some pretty damn dumb ones.
There's going to be a lot of wisdom, though, in those years of living.
I mean, because say you are dumb, you generally learn from your mistakes. And if you're making a ton of mistakes,
Why'd you look at me like that?
No, I thought you were going to look at me.
No.
But I'm just saying, if you're making that many mistakes, why would you not learn in 1,000+ years?
Because you're dumb.
Other mistake.
No, that's when you end up in a cave stuck for 1,000 years, but nothing to, because I should go check that cave out.
You come out, I should go check that cave out.
Yeah.
But there's another story from New Orleans that I found fascinating that
do tell.
the casket girls. That I can't remember what country they came from. It was I believe it was England or somewhere over there, Ireland.
Only you could look it up on a phone or something.
But they came over as
He's got one in front of him too.
they came over as dowry to marry into the population to.
And no one would marry him.
Then no one would marry them.
Well, they're pretty.
But they came with caskets instead of luggage, and then they all of a sudden
purpose.
just they disappeared. They blipped out of existence. OG's looking it up for everybody.
I am.
calling them out.
While he's looking that up,
I believe they were from France.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. Check out our stuff.
Check out the website.
The website. So
My God, it didn't work out too well for these girls.
no, it was bad.
Holy smokes!
Mystery or the myth unveiled.
Dun 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 dun.
Torn open and ravaged by claws of an animal.
You can read it to the
Bodies
people
were
that are
drained
watching
of
us.
blood. No, you know where all these guys and I do. I glanced over them.
So read it.
There must have been some ugly women with all that stuff.
Well, they were from France, so they probably.
Oh
had
wow!
Hey, you know what? Shave. That's all I'm saying.
we love you,
And
France.
don't wake you up naked.
They did wake me up. Did bust in my door, butt naked.
Sounds like a good time.
Well, there's only so much OG can take before OG is going to put a
boot
ass whooping on somebody. And, yeah. That's for another episode, though. By the way, that was in Inverness Castle, Tulloch Castle in Inverness, Scotland. That story.
He closed it out.
No, looking back on it, final thoughts.
Trying to wrap this up.
Yeah.
He's got to go to bed.
If
He's
you
got
were
editing to do.
if you were
No time for slacking.
if you were given the opportunity, like a vampire came to you and was like, I like you. I want to make you me. One of me. That came out wrong. What would you do?
Well, I want to want more information.
Oh. Yeah, well, I love that because Sinners just came out.
You can see
There's a
Dave
ton of TikToks like
I haven't
with
seen
a
it.
whiteboard. List the pros, list the cons.
before I invite you in. But no, that was since Sinners came out. There's a lot of people talking about that. Like, well, you know, if you're one of my friends and you become a vampire and don't at least ask me if I want to be a vampire,
Damn
we
right.
have problems.
We're not friends.
We're not friends.
No, we're not real friends.
Because I'll be honest, I can see the lure to it,
Well, I am because I
but I don't know if I could pull it off with constantly losing people around me.
Well, see, that's the minor part. The losing your soul would be the other part.
do you lose your soul though?
If you have to take the lives of others to maintain,
But
But do you have to take their lives? Why can't you just
Well,
hire
now-
people to feed off of?
I don't know. Maybe you doesn't cover
Well,
that.
guy,
with
I'm not
vampire.
gonna lie. I like women.
couldn't you live off animals?
If
don't know.
if there's going to be a lot of women in my life, I'm just saying we probably should cut
And in
that
this,
part out.
and in this day and age, synthetic blood.
Mr. So Famous. That didn't go over so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You brought that on yourself, bud.
Which part?
Oh, we'll get into that later.
And the
So you're
Oh,
both
yeah, right,
so you're
right.
both basically saying no, right?
like I said, there'd be some pros and
I
cons.
think it depends on the time of your life. Maybe if you're a young single man, you're single.
Damn,
Yeah, in my 20s, like
Yeah.
mid 20s.
that's a good point.
Okay,
25,
you're always going to be this good looking, probably a little bit better looking after this transformation. You're going to be able to woo anybody you want. You're going to have certain powers.
Yeah.
So that brings up a good
I'd only
point.
get more powerful as you age.
So
That doesn't suck.
you're forever immortalized how you are when you transform, right?
Well, I've
So
been-
if I were to be
Yeah, you're stuck. Like
transformed,
that. You can't change.
I can't lose weight.
Well, and Anne Rice wrote about that very, very well because like that's why Lestat was put in a cage before he was turned. He starved him to get the weight off of him so he would be lean before he turned him.
Ah.
And
I didn't know that.
I did
yeah,
not,
if you
yeah,
read the book,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
there was other
That's a big con.
there was other blonde people in cages that died because they weren't hardy enough, and Magnus, who turned him, who hadn't turned anybody in thousands of years, wanted to make sure that he was the perfect body embodiment. So he starved him, was trying to get him into
Wanted the perfect sex toy.
and shape.
Yeah.
So because he's going to be eternally like that, and you can't change it. And that's like, so you do go, oh, give me like 6 months and come back, you know, or,
Yeah.
give me a month.
You hit me at 30 when I was at the peak of my life.
yeah.
My
8
strength
years
and
ago.
speed. We had great hair. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that.
I was talking about me.
Oh, I think you meant me. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, how tempting is that, right? But if you're an old guy and you have family and you want to see your kids grow and whatever, and
You see 3 of us walking around as vampires right now.
Lord have mercy. That would not be right. We would be partying. JD would have us freaking flying everywhere. It would suck. Man, I just woke up. No, we're going
Why?
there.
When we can just fly ourselves.
Not get there in one night.
Depends on how fast. Don't know how fast we fly.
I don't want bats fly that fast.
Now knowing that, my thought pattern has changed. I'm glad I asked that because
We'd have enough money to
that's a
fire.
big draw. That's a big con to the scenario.
Yeah, well, that's why they talk about like when Claudia got turned as a child. That's why they don't turn children.
Yeah.
It's because you're stuck like that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine being?
I can see age wise, but you should be able to like gain or lose weight or muscle.
No, that's part of it.
They talk about that in the books. Is like they'll go and cut their hair for the night. When they wake up the next day, their hair's back to where it was. So if you're not clean shaved, if you want a beard, you have to have the beard when you die.
But you're forever bearded.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can shave it. It just will grow back the next time you wake up.
That makes me think of the Tim
No,
Allen
and-
Santa Claus movie.
And I'll be honest, the whole series, she did such a good job covering so many of the different mythos of vampires. Like she covered the feral Nosferatu style. That's basically people that have just been out in the wild for so long because they just haven't had contact, or they've been starved, and they're basically their brain eats itself, that you just don't come back from it. Versus the queen and the king sitting at like statues for thousands.
Well, they smoked everybody. There was no one else to live on, so they just became marble-like statues.
Yeah. So those are
great shows, great books.
Great
books are amazing.
I mean, the books are amazing. And she did some other series. She did some series on witches, and one of my other one was the Servant of the Bones. It's a spirit that's tied to his bones, and he can basically manifest himself. And then, you have the Daywalker, Ramsey, who's an immortal. That was the Mummy. She wrote a book called The Mummy, not on the Mummy that the TV series was. It was fascinating. She wrote that one.
I never wrote it.
Yeah. It was an interesting take because they kind of mentioned each other. Like he had seen other creatures that were similar to him, but not quite. And he's talking about vampires, and they even mentioned it. I think it was a Memnock. They mentioned seeing a Daywalker or somebody, which I thought at the time I read that they meant
Blade.
No, they meant once you're so old as a vampire, you can stand in the sun. The problem is all your descendants will burn. You don't, because it's a lineages thing. But now after reading the Mummy, it's like, they may have been talking about him.
Well, they brought that up in the Blade Trinity movie where Dracula, because he was so old, he was able to walk during the day. And I always wondered about that. So that's interesting.
Well, I mean, technically in Dracula, the Bram Stoker's Dracula, he could walk in the daylight. He was just greatly diminished of power. But he's still, not sparkled.
Yeah. Or caught on fire. Like Christopher Reeve.
So let us know what you think. If you've heard any of these stories, if you think we missed any,
or if you want to become a vampire, what would you
choose?
Yeah, what would you?
Or
do
you want us to go to New Orleans and cover more information on New Orleans, on the voodoo vampires, and
I'm good with that. So
quick question for you exit out
before I tap out.
Before we exit out,
okay.
Would you, if you had that opportunity, would you or would you not?
Knowing what I know now,
you're stuck.
At this point in time, no. Give me a year, maybe.
How about when you were 25?
No, I was still fat then.
Okay.
8 years ago, abso-fucking-lutely.
How about you? So 8 years ago, when you're in the best shape of your life, you would have done it.
Hell yeah.
If I had the option that I could get like 3 months to prep, I'd definitely take it. If I, option not to.
How about you coming out of the
military? Hell yeah.
Well, would you do it?
Yeah. I mean, when I was like 25, 26, I was 210 pounds at 6 foot, 28-inch waist, worked out all the time. Yeah. That would have been a no-brainer at that point in time.
8 years ago, I was
even
6'5",
now,
270.
I think about it. I mean, because, as you talked about, how cool would it be to be able to see your great-great-great-great-grandson? What happens to your lineage that you...
Or the end of the world.
Well, that's the other problem.
Yeah, but that'd be kind of cool too, though.
I think it would.
I think that'd be kind of cool.
There's but what are the consequences? Are they, the biblical? You're locked out, or or.
Yeah, well, that's a great the morality of that question. So me, as an old man now, no. But when I was first dating my wife and I was in shape and my hair looked great, I had women come up and tell me that was dope, and I had no idea what dope meant. Until someone explained it, I'm like, yeah, I think I probably would have done that because Westport was my friend at that time.
Yeah.
So
it's not anybody's friend anymore.
No, Westport is no one's friend.
So thanks for watching.
Yeah, thank you.
And until next time.
Leave comments.
Keep chumming.
Stay classy.
Stay safe.